Welcome to our journey through the brilliance of ancient civilizations. Together, we will explore some of the most impressive inventions that have marked the history of humanity. We will discover the extraordinary technologies that shaped our world, and see how these wonders of the past reflect human ingenuity and the ability to solve challenges. Don't miss out, as we reveal the fascinating stories behind these incredible creations that continue to captivate and inspire us today. But before we begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 1. The hydraulic system of the Temple of Edfu. The Temple of Edfu is a rare gem that predates even the great Egyptian pyramids and showcases the incredible skills of ancient engineers. Picture this. Long before modern plumbing existed, ancient civilizations had already mastered the art of water manipulation. This hydraulic system, discovered beneath the Temple of Edfu, reveals a network of channels and pipes that efficiently managed water flow. These ancient engineers created a way to transport and store water, ensuring a constant supply for various needs, from irrigation to daily domestic use. It's like discovering an ancient underground water park. The system's design is a testament to the creators' knowledge of hydraulics and engineering. Using gravity as their ally, they perfectly directed the water flow, showcasing sophisticated techniques. This ancient invention not only highlights the practical skills of its inventors, but also their ability to solve everyday problems with creativity. You might remember this incredible ancient hydraulic system the next time you turn on your faucet. 2. The Archimedes screw. Essentially, the Archimedes screw is like a giant ancient corkscrew, but not for corks, for water. Though no original examples of this contraption remain, this brilliant invention by the legendary Greek mathematician Archimedes has replicas still in use today. The Archimedes screw is an ingenious device designed to move water upwards. Imagine a large spiral encased in a tube. When you turn the spiral, the water gets trapped and is lifted up through the tube, defying gravity. It was a technique that revolutionized irrigation, allowing farmers to water their crops efficiently. Although no original screws from Archimedes' time exist, the concept has survived and thrived. Modern versions are still used worldwide, from irrigation systems to wastewater treatment plants and even chocolate fountains. This is proof that Archimedes' ingenuity is timeless, with something invented over 2,000 years ago making its way into modern technology. 3. The Antikythera mechanism. If you stumbled upon this rusty box, you probably wouldn't give it much thought. But this is the Antikythera mechanism, a Greek marvel from around 100 BC, found in a shipwreck off the coast of the island of Antikythera in 1901. The device looks like a mess of gears and dials, but it is actually a sophisticated mechanism used to predict astronomical events such as eclipses and planetary movements. It's like an ancient Greek version of a planetarium. The mechanism is so advanced that modern scientists took years to fully understand its complexity. Like a Swiss clock of the ancient world, it has over 30 intricate gears that could track the positions of the sun, the moon, and even predict the dates of the next Olympic Games. It's incredible to think that such technology existed over 2,000 years ago. Today, replicas of the Antikythera mechanism can be found in museums. 4. The water clock. Imagine trying to tell time with a bowl of water. It sounds complicated, right? But that's exactly how the ancient Greeks and Egyptians did it with their invention called the clepsydra, or simply water clock. The clepsydra was essentially a clock that worked by measuring the flow of water. Water dripped from a container with a small hole at the bottom, and as the water level dropped, the markings inside the container indicated the passage of time. It's like an hourglass, but with water instead of sand. These water clocks were surprisingly accurate for their time. They were used in courts to limit the duration of speeches and helped astronomers and priests track time during religious ceremonies and celestial observations. While we don't use water clocks to time our Zoom meetings these days, the influence of the clepsydra is still evident, and its ingenuity continues to impress us. 5. The Vitruvian water mill. The Vitruvian water mill resembles a giant hamster wheel, but instead of just entertaining your pet, it turns grain into flour. This ancient Roman invention harnessed the power of rivers to generate mechanical energy. Designed by the Roman architect Vitruvius, This water mill was a game changer for ancient societies. The concept was simple yet brilliant. The river's flow would turn a large water wheel, which in turn spun a series of gears and grinding stones. This clever mechanism crushed the grain, making flour production faster and less labor-intensive. The result was more bread for everyone. What's even more impressive is that this invention laid the foundation for countless other water-powered machines throughout history. Although we don't have Vitruvius's original plans, we know that his writings inspired many mills across the Roman Empire, boosting agriculture and industry. 6. Shaduf. When we think of a seesaw, the first image that comes to mind is children having fun. But this ancient seesaw was used to draw water from rivers. This was the shaduf, a clever invention from ancient Egypt that revolutionized irrigation. The shaduf is a prime example of simplicity at its best, a long pole balanced like a seesaw over a sturdy structure, with a bucket on one end and a counterweight on the other. Farmers would dip the bucket into the river and then easily lift it with the help of the counterweight. They would then pour the water into irrigation channels, creating an instant irrigation system. This handy device allowed farmers to keep their crops hydrated even during dry spells. It's like having a manual pump long before electric pumps became popular. The shaduf didn't stay confined to Egypt. Variations of the device appeared in Mesopotamia, India, and China, proving that good ideas spread like wildfire. 7. The Baghdad Battery. This ancient clay jar is believed to be the world's oldest battery. This is the mystery of the Baghdad Battery, a curious artifact dating back to around 250 BC. This ancient device consists of a clay jar, a copper tube, and an iron rod. The jar was filled with an acidic liquid, such as vinegar, creating a simple electrochemical cell. Some speculate that the battery was used for electroplating or some ancient form of shock therapy. Who would have thought that the ancients had an interest in that? Although there is no definitive proof of its exact use, the Baghdad battery raises many intriguing questions. It's like finding an ancient electrician's toolbox. Today, replicas and experiments show that it can generate a small voltage, showcasing the ingenuity of its inventors. So, the next time you charge your phone, be glad your battery isn't like this one. 8. The Nabatean Water System. If you were to walk through the deserts of the ancient city of Petra and come across an impressive network of water channels, chances are you would have found the ancient world of the Nabateans. These engineering masters transformed one of the driest places on Earth into a thriving oasis. The Nabatean water channels were a marvel of ancient hydraulics. They carved channels, built dams, and created systems to collect and store precious rainwater. It was like an ancient plumbing system in the desert that ensured every drop was well used. These channels not only supplied agriculture, but also provided water to the bustling city of Petra, a major trading center of that time. The system was so effective that it sustained large populations and lush gardens right in the heart of the desert. 9. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were a lush paradise rising above the desert sands. This legendary ancient wonder is often attributed to King Nebuchadnezzar II, who reigned around 600 BC. Imagine a multi-level garden filled with exotic plants, flowers, and waterfalls, all seemingly suspended in the air. The gardens were said to have been built to comfort Nebuchadnezzar's wife, Amytis, who missed her mountainous homeland. 10. The Chinese Seismograph. The Chinese seismograph, a marvel from 132 AD, created by the brilliant Zheng Heng, was an ancient device capable of predicting earthquakes long before modern seismographs or alert apps. This mechanism looked like a decorative bronze urn, but was much more than a beautiful piece of decor. Around its lid were 8 dragons, each with a bronze ball in its mouth. Below each dragon sat a bronze frog, waiting eagerly with its mouth open. When an earthquake began, one of the dragons would release its ball into the corresponding frog's mouth, indicating the direction of the quake. It was like an ancient compass for earthquakes. 11. Inca Quipu. Who would have thought it possible to develop an ancient accounting system using nothing but strings and knots? These ingenious devices, known as quipu, were used by the Incas around 400 AD. A quipu consisted of a main cord with several hanging strings, each adorned with various knots. Each knot and string color had specific meanings, representing numbers, dates, and even census data. It was like an ancient, colorful abacus that could be worn around the neck. The quipu was used for everything from tracking agricultural inventories to recording historical events. Trained officials, known as quipucamayaks, read the knots and deciphered the encoded information. Despite the simplicity of the cords and knots, the quipu was incredibly effective for the vast Incan Empire, which had no written language. It is a testament to the innovative spirit and problem-solving skills of the Incas. 12. The Roman Hippocaust System. The Roman Hippocaust system was the ancient version of central heating, keeping the homes of the wealthy and public baths warm and comfortable. This ancient heating system worked by heating the floor from underneath. A furnace was lit, and the hot air flowed through a series of channels beneath the floors and into the walls. These channels were supported by pillars, creating spaces for the hot air to circulate. It was like walking on a giant heated cushion. But the Romans didn't stop there. They used this system to heat their public baths, ensuring that hot baths were always at the perfect temperature. It was an engineering marvel and an architectural feat, showing the advanced understanding the Romans had of heat distribution. Although over 2,000 years old, the principles of the Hippocaust system still inspire modern heating systems today. 13. The Roman Catapult. Imagine the ancient battlefield with Roman soldiers ready to use their secret weapon, the catapult. These powerful machines were the Roman Empire's answer to heavy artillery, designed to launch projectiles with devastating force. Roman catapults came in several fearsome varieties. The ballista was like a giant mechanical bow, using twisted ropes to store energy. When released, it could launch large arrows or stones with extreme precision, making it perfect for eliminating troops or enemy fortifications. It was like an ancient sniper rifle, silent but deadly. And then there was the onager, the beast of the artillery world. This machine used a single powerful arm to hurl heavy stones or even fireballs. Its name, meaning wild donkey, comes from the kick it produced when fired. Imagine a giant mechanical donkey kicking stones at the enemy. It's terrifying and impressive. The Romans, known for their engineering prowess, perfected these machines to dominate the battlefield. They combined precision, power, and a bit of theatrical effect to terrify their enemies. 14. Egyptian surgical tools. The Egyptians were ahead of their time with their medical instruments, displaying some impressive surgical skills in antiquity. They had scalpels made of sharp obsidian, a type of volcanic glass that was both sharp and durable. Think of it as the precision cutting tool of the ancient world. There were also tweezers for extracting foreign objects like splinters and saws for more serious bone work. Not for the faint of heart. They even used honey and moldy bread as antiseptics, centuries before antibiotics. So, the next time you visit a modern doctor, appreciate the sleek, sterilized instruments, and be glad you weren't in ancient Egypt. 15. Roman baths. The Romans took bathing very seriously. They had the ancient version of a luxurious spa. With heated floors, steam-filled rooms, and a bustling social scene, Roman baths were almost a form of art and a daily ritual. Roman baths were architectural marvels, with a series of rooms at varying temperatures. First, you would visit the frigidarium, a cold room for a quick dip. Then you'd warm up in the tepidarium, a lukewarm room, and finally move to the caldarium, a hot and steamy sauna. They even had the unctorium, where you would receive an oil massage for maximum relaxation. The secret behind these luxurious baths was the Hippocaust system, an ancient heating technique that worked underneath the floor, keeping the rooms warm. Air from a furnace flowed under the floor and up through the walls, creating the perfect climate for a good soak and plenty of socializing. But Roman baths were more than just a place to relax. They were social centers. People gathered to gossip, discuss politics, and even close business deals. It was like a combination of a spa, gym, and coffee house. 16. Indian stepwells. These beautifully carved stone structures are known as Indian stepwells. They are not just functional, but also a marvel of ancient architecture. These ingenious creations, found mainly in the arid regions of India, were designed to collect and store water, turning necessity into art. They are essentially inverted temples, with a series of steps leading down to the water, making it accessible even during the driest seasons. Some of these wells plunge deep into the earth, with shaded corridors that provide a break from the scorching heat. But these wells were more than just practical. They were community centers, places where people gathered to chat, trade, and perform rituals. The walls of these wells were often adorned with beautiful carvings, making them a feast for the eyes as well as a lifesaver for the thirsty. One of the most famous is the Rani Ki Vav stepwell in Gujarat, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its ornamental beauty and architectural brilliance. It's like an underground palace dedicated to water. 17. The Aztec Floating Gardens. A floating farm in the middle of a lake, producing lush crops. It's not magic. These are the Aztec floating gardens, also known as chinampas. These ingenious agricultural plots were the Aztecs' answer to farming in the swampy lake beds of the Valley of Mexico. The Aztecs built rectangular plots of fertile land by weaving sticks and piling mud and plant matter. These floating plots were anchored by willows, which also provided shade. The result? A highly productive and sustainable farming system that seemed to float on water. The chinampas were so effective that they could produce up to 7 harvests a year, feeding the bustling Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. These floating gardens were filled with corn, beans, squash, and even flowers. It's like having a floating supermarket at your doorstep. Besides being practical, the chinampas were a sight to behold. The canals between the plots allowed canoes to glide through, creating a stunning aquatic maze. 18. Glassmaking in ancient Egypt. The ancient art of Egyptian glassmaking is over 3,500 years old. Their artisans knew how to turn sand into glittering objects of incredible beauty. The Egyptians were among the first pioneers of this magical art, transforming common materials into extraordinary items. Using a mix of sand, lime, and salt, ancient Egyptian glassmakers heated the mixture until it melted into a hot, sticky liquid. Then they skillfully shaped this liquid into necklaces, containers, and decorative items. It's like the ancient version of blowing bubbles, but with molten glass. 19. Norse longships. Norse longships were sleek vessels with dragon heads, cutting through the waves ready to conquer new lands. These ships were the Vikings' gateway to exploration, trade, and of course some raiding. Their longships were engineering marvels, designed for speed and agility. Imagine a long, narrow, and shallow boat, perfect for navigating open seas and shallow rivers. This meant the Vikings could sail up to your town, raid it, and be gone before you knew what happened. It was a highly efficient escape. These ships were built using the clinker method, where overlapping wooden planks made the hull flexible yet strong. The long single mast with a square sail and complementary rows of oars allowed the Vikings to travel vast distances, from the icy waters of the North Atlantic to the sunny Mediterranean. Each longship was adorned with a fierce dragon or serpent figurehead to ward off sea monsters and enemy spirits. Imagine seeing one of these terrifying ships on the horizon. No wonder the Vikings were so successful. 20. The Chinese compass. If you were navigating unfamiliar territories with nothing but a spoon and a plate, you would have enough tools to make an ancient Chinese compass. This ingenious invention from around the 2nd century BC revolutionized travel and exploration long before GPS existed. Early Chinese compasses were made using lodestones, a naturally magnetized rock. These stones were shaped into spoons and balanced on a smooth bronze plate. When spun freely, the spoon would align with the Earth's magnetic field, always pointing south. It's like having a magical spoon in your pocket that shows you the right direction. Initially used in feng shui to harmonize buildings and objects with the environment, the compass soon found its way into the hands of sailors and explorers. With this reliable tool, Chinese navigators could venture further than ever before, confidently exploring vast oceans and unknown lands. This simple yet brilliant device paved the way for global exploration. Imagine the thrill of ancient sailors as they set sail, guided by their trusty compass, ready to discover new worlds. So next time you use a map or your phone's GPS, remember the ancient Chinese compass. We've reached the end of today's video. Tell us in the comments which ancient inventions you find most fascinating. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you next time.